They say love is blind. But in my case, love was not just blind, it was deadly. I never imagined that the man I worshipped, the man whose name was etched into every beat of my heart, would be the one to sign my death warrant. My name is Zoya, and 3 years ago, I didn't just lose my freedom, I lost my soul. It was a Tuesday night. The storm outside was raging, mirroring the chaos that was about to unleash inside the Raichand mansion. I remember the cold marble floor against my bare feet. I remember the smell of iron, the smell of blood. Usaid was dragging me. His fingers, which once held me with such tenderness, were now digging into my arm like claws. I was screaming, crying, begging him to stop. Usaid, please, look at me, it's Zoya, I didn't do it. But he didn't stop. He threw me toward the heavy oak doors of the entrance. I scrambled to my knees, looking up at him through a veil of tears. He stood there, tall and terrifying, his eyes devoid of any warmth. Behind him lay the lifeless body of Sarah, his younger sister. You killed her, he whispered. His voice wasn't loud, but it cut deeper than any knife. You poisoned her because you were jealous. You knew she hated you. You knew she wanted to expose you. No, I choked out. I went in to save her. I saw someone leaving the room. Usaid, please check the cameras, he laughed. A cold, hollow laugh that sent shivers down my spine. The cameras were off, Zoya. Only you were there. I could call the police. I could let you rot in a jail cell, but that would be too merciful. You took my sister's life. So I will take your mind. That's when the doors opened. 2 men in white uniforms walked in. They weren't police. They were from the Blackwood Institute for the Criminally Insane. I screamed as they grabbed me. Usaid, don't do this. I love you, please. He turned his back on me. That was the last image I had of him, his broad back, rigid with hate. The van doors slammed shut, sealing my fate. Life inside the asylum wasn't life. It was a slow decay. For the first month, I fought. I banged my fists against the padded walls until they bled. I screamed my truth to anyone who would listen. But the doctors, they were paid by Usaid. Every time I spoke, they stuck a needle in my arm. Patient is aggressive, they would say, pushing the plunger down. The darkness consumed me. By the 2nd year, I stopped speaking. I sat in the corner of my 6x6 cell, staring at the mold on the ceiling. I forgot what the sun felt like. I forgot the taste of warm food. I was given stale bread and water. The nurses would mock me. Here comes the billionaire's killer bride. By the 3rd year, I was a ghost. My body was there, but Zoya was gone. I was just a hollow shell waiting for death to finally claim me. But death didn't come. He did. 1,095 days. That's how long I had been buried in that concrete coffin. When the heavy metal door creaked open that morning, I flinched. I curled into a ball, covering my head, expecting the usual bucket of ice water or the sting of a baton. Get up! The voice was familiar. It was a voice that used to whisper sweet nothings in my ear, but now it sounded like a judge reading a sentence. I looked up. Usaid stood there. He looked immaculate in his black suit, a stark contrast to the filth I was living in. He looked at me with pure disgust. You're leaving, he said coldly. My legs were too weak to stand. 2 guards hoisted me up. I was dragged out into the blinding daylight. I thought I was free. I thought maybe he had found the truth. My heart dared to beat with a tiny sliver of hope. But as soon as I was shoved into the backseat of his car, that hope was crushed. He threw a file onto my lap. Sign it. I looked at the papers with blurry eyes. It was a marriage contract. Mary, you, I rasped, my voice sounding foreign to my own ears. After you locked me away, why? He leaned in, his eyes burning into mine. Because Sarah died unmarried. She never got to be a bride. So I will make you a bride who will wish she were dead every single day. You will live in my house, Zoya. You will be my wife in the eyes of the world, but inside those walls you will be lower than a servant. I shook my head. No, I won't. Then say goodbye to your father, he said calmly. He is on life support at City Hospital. I'm the one paying for the machines keeping him alive. You sign this paper, he lives, you refuse, and I pull the plug right now. I froze. He knew my weakness. He knew I would burn in hell to save my father. With a trembling hand, I signed my life away. The wedding was a sham. No guests, no music, just a judge and a groom who hated his bride. When we returned to the mansion, the house that was once my dream, it felt like entering a haunted castle. He dragged me to the master bedroom. I saw the big, soft bed, and for a second my exhausted body craved it. But Usaid grabbed the sheets and ripped them off. He threw a thin, ragged blanket on the hard wooden floor. "Don't you dare," he spat. "That bed is for humans. You are a monster. You sleep on the floor. And if I hear a single sound from you, I send you back to the asylum." That night, I lay on the cold floor, hugging my knees to my chest. My husband slept above me, breathing steadily, while I silently cried myself to sleep. I was the mistress of the house, yet I was a prisoner in my own bedroom. If the asylum was hell, the Raichand mansion was a torture chamber designed specifically for me, the physical pain I could handle. I was used to hunger, I was used to cold, but the emotional torture, that was Usaid's specialty. He brought her into the house. Emily. Emily was his business partner. She was beautiful, successful, and cruel. She had always hated me. Now she walked around the mansion like she owned it. She would sit close to Usaid, laughing, touching his arm, while I stood there like a statue, forced to serve them tea. "Careful, Zoya," Emily would sneer. "Don't poison my tea like you did Sarah's." Usaid never defended me. He enjoyed it. He wanted to see me break. One evening, during a dinner party, Usaid forced me to wear a maid's uniform. "Since you act like trash, you might as well dress like it," he had said. I was serving soup. My hands were shaking from the fever I had been hiding for days. As I passed Emily, she deliberately stuck her leg out. I tripped. The hot soup spilled all over the table and splashed onto my own arm. My skin burned. I gasped in pain. "Ah, she's crazy," Emily screamed, jumping up. "Usaid." "She tried to burn me. She attacked me." I looked at Usaid, tears welling in my eyes. "No, I tripped. She tripped me." Usaid didn't even look at my burned arm. He grabbed me by the hair, dragging me through the kitchen out the back door. It was raining again. Always the rain. He threw me into the mud. "I gave you a roof over your head," he shouted, his voice thunderous. "And this is how you repay me, by attacking my guests. You belong outside with the dogs." He slammed the door shut. I crawled to the window, shivering violently. My arm was blistering. The fever was consuming me. I saw him inside, pouring a drink, while Emily pretended to cry on his shoulder. I realized then that I had nothing left. No dignity, no fight. I lay down in the mud, letting the rain wash over me. I closed my eyes and prayed. "God, please, just take me. Let this be the end." I drifted into darkness, wishing I would never wake up. I was ready to die that night. But the universe wasn't done with Usaid yet. While I lay freezing in the garden inside the house, the walls of lies were finally crumbling. Our old butler, Alfred, had watched everything. He had been with the family for 50 years. He couldn't stay silent anymore. He walked into Usaid's study, trembling. "Sir," Alfred said, "I can't let her die. You need to see this." He handed Usaid a USB drive. It contained the backup footage from the security cameras, footage that Emily thought she had deleted. Usaid plugged it in. I wasn't there to see it, but I was told what happened. He watched the video. He saw Sarah and Emily arguing. He saw Emily, greedy, jealous Emily, pour the poison into the wine glass while Sarah wasn't looking. He saw me run into the room minutes later. He saw me drop to my knees, screaming for help, trying to perform CPR. He saw me crying over his sister's body. The truth hit him like a bullet. For 3 years, he had tortured the wrong woman. He had locked his innocent love in a cage. He had broken my mind. He had burned me. He had thrown me out to die. "Zoya!" His scream tore through the mansion. He ran out into the storm, slipping on the wet grass, searching frantically for me. He found me lying near the rose bushes, pale and cold as ice. He fell to his knees, pulling my lifeless body into his arms. "No, no, no, Zoya, open your eyes, please. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry." He was sobbing. The great Usaid Raichand was weeping like a child, rocking me back and forth. When I opened my eyes, the white ceiling blinded me. The steady beep of the monitor told me I was alive. I turned my head. Usaid was there. He looked terrible. His eyes were red and swollen, his clothes rumpled. He was holding my hand against his cheek. When he saw I was awake, he flinched, pulling away as if he didn't deserve to touch me. "Emily is in prison," he whispered, his voice broken. "She confessed. Zoya, I don't have words. I am a monster. I destroyed you." He stood up, taking a folder from the table. "These are the divorce papers. I have signed them. I've transferred half my fortune to you. You are free. You never have to see my face again." He turned to leave, his shoulders slumped in defeat. I looked at him. I saw the man who had ruined me, but I also saw the man who was now drowning in guilt, a guilt that would haunt him forever. "Usaid," I whispered. My voice was weak but steady. He froze. "You think you can just leave?" I asked. "You think running away will fix what you broke?" He turned back, tears streaming down his face. "I don't deserve you, Zoya. I deserve to die." "Maybe," I said softly, "but dying is easy, living with what you did. That is hard. You owe me, Usaid. You stole 3 years of my life. You stole my smile. You stole me." I took a deep breath. "Don't run. Stay. Spend every day of the rest of your life trying to earn my forgiveness. Fix what you broke. That is your punishment." He fell to his knees beside my bed, burying his face in my palms, sobbing. Uncontrollably, I didn't pull my hand away. The scars on my soul would take a lifetime to heal. The nightmares of the asylum would still come. But as I looked at him, I knew the cage was finally open. The storm had passed. And for the first time in 3 years, I breathed. Revenge is a fire that consumes the one who lights it. Usaid burned us both. We are still picking up the ashes. If you were in my place, could you ever forgive him? Tell me in the comments. And remember, sometimes the truth is hidden in the shadows of the ones we trust the most.